Hey y'all, I got another message for you. So I want to share something. I did a video back around the beginning of April, before the eclipse happened, that I was talking about the thymus gland activation that was happening, this love energy that was going to be pouring in from this eclipse, and it was going to be activating a higher heart, that thymus chakra that sits just below your collarbone or above your heart. And with this activation, all this love energy, it is awakening parts of us. It is bringing things to the surface that need to be addressed and healed. It is awakening and opening up our hearts so that we can receive more love energy coming in. It's strengthening our interconnectedness to Christ, source, God, to each other even. And there's always this saying that I've heard where the younger generations, these kids and college students and mid-20s, have so much drive, so much bravery, and they have so much passion that's burning in them. And so you find more often the protest happening in the college student age, in the younger age, than you do in the older generations. And there's a reason for that. Because as we get older, this thymus gland begins to close. And this thymus gland is what connects us. It keeps us healthy. It keeps us up from disease. It keeps our body being able to fight against disease. It is where our T cells are created. It's connected to our pineal gland, which runs down from the top of our head to our tailbone. That's the vagus nerve that runs there too. It creates the balance of hormones, the hormones within us. So it keeps everything functioning and moving and doing what it's supposed to be doing. But as that thymus gland begins to close, and which means our heart is beginning to close because of all the trauma and pain that we've endured in our lives, and because of this belief system that we have that we can't change our lives, that we can't do things differently, that we don't deserve better or more. And so it stops our body from being able to fight off disease. It stops our body from having the drive and passion that these younger generations have. And so I feel personally, as an older generation, I sad that I have to say that, but I am, that we should be commending and supporting these younger generations, because it's those generations that create change in the world. And I know many of us older generations, we may not love the way that people are doing things or the way that these kids are doing things, but you know what? They're taking action and doing things that we ourselves have stopped doing, where we ourselves have become complacent and accepting of this belief system that we have told ourselves, and believing everything external to us that we think has control over us. It is time for us to awaken that heart. It is time for us to open up our hearts and support these younger generations that are doing these protests, that are fighting against the injustice of the world, the genocides, going against what the government entities have been trying to have been successfully up until this point, controlling all of our narratives of our lives. So I encourage you that if you don't take action in this stuff with this younger generation, that you at least support them, that you at least allow your heart to open up and see and try to understand what it is that they're fighting for. They're not just fighting for themselves. They're not just fighting for the older generations to have a better world too. They're fighting for humanity. They're fighting for everything that we know deep within our hearts to be true and what is right. So I just want to share that with you guys today.